All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is very interesting. We are back with a pre market pulse wave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from pulsewavetrading.com, home of the world famous Pulse Wave Price Trigger Reports. Long time no show, right? Well, as you know, Frank and I, we live in the lab. We stay in the lab. All right. And we have been working really hard behind the scenes to bring you some amazing content. First and foremost, though, want to mention that we have new shows up and running for you. We got a webinar today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard New York time. You can see the links for that in the description section of this live stream video. You do need to register in order to join. So just click the link in the description and it will take you right there. Also, this Thursday at 11 a.m., we'll also be holding part two of the webinar. So just FYI on that, 11 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. Go to pulsewavetrading.com and you can register there and just click the link in the thing below. Also, you definitely want to take advantage of what we got here for you. A little special to show our appreciation for all of our loyal listeners who've been with us for these 10 years here on YouTube. We have an outstanding limited time offer. All right. For 1 year, you can join for 1 year with the Pulse Wave Reports for just $697. That is more than a 50% discount. You can also get a current low price locked in for $99 a month for the Pulse Wave Pro, which is our creme de la creme, our diamond program where you get all of the reports for just $99 a month. That is going to increase. All right. So you want to lock that in now. If you have not already done so, you've been dragging your feet. Now is the time to undrag them. All right. So just FYI, this is here, but it's not going to stay. All right. So take advantage of this now, and you can see all this good stuff at pulsewavetrading.com. All right. So, what do we have going on? We got a lot of things going on. For one, we have a situation in these markets where it seems that the Fed has lost the ability to do anything. What do I mean by that? Well, it seems that we have a situation where they've played around with the economy for so long and they've broken the economy for playing around with it for so long that now they don't know what to do because it seems like the wheels are starting to fall off the wagon. And as you know, it's really difficult to get around when your wagon doesn't have wheels. And that's what we got going on right now. We got a situation where they have straight up decimated the economy. And now they're standing around like they didn't do anything wrong, looking all innocent. Like, did we do that? Yes, you did. Yeah, you broke the economy. You sure did. So life in America is about to change for a lot of people. But before we get into all that depressing news, let's get into these overnight markets and see what's going on. First of all, the US dollar has now broken the 106 handle to the top side. We're at 106.34, up 11 pips right now. I tried to tell y'all about the death of the dollar thing, that is not what you think it is, and that never underestimate the power of market ingenuity. I'm trying to be nice, all right? they know how to engineer things the way they want them to be. And right now, everyone's saying, oh, the dollar is just going to just collapse. That may be, but it doesn't mean that the US dollar index will not rise in the process. Even though the US dollar buys you a lot less, 90% less than it did just 20 years ago, well, doesn't mean that the index price will plummet. As a matter of fact, it's been getting stronger. But this should not catch any of you off guard that listen to this program, because I've been telling you that for months. I told you that you could easily see this thing get back up to between the 106 and 108 handle. I got tired of talking about it, so I stopped covering it in the end of day report, because I talked about it ad infinitum, ad nauseum. This is going to happen. And I said, just let it go. And that's what's been happening. So you've been seeing the euro taking a hit along with the pound sterling. Now, the Aussie has been really trying to hang in there. I'm going to tell you why the Aussie's been hanging in there. Because as long as gold stays above 1900 on consecutive closes, that will help your Aussie. All right. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, that's why you need to go to postwaytrading.com and find out the little tricks that they don't teach you. They don't teach you that in college. They don't teach you that when you're studying for your MBA. They don't teach you that even when you're studying, getting your finance degree. They don't teach you that stuff. All right. This is stuff that if you know, you know. So you can expect for the Aussie to try to hang in there, but I've been warning you with the end of day reports that gold is on the brink of breaking below that 1900 psychological support. And that's what's happening right now in the overnight market. Gold futures are down $10.50 at 1909. That's right, folks. You hit 1906.5 in the overnight market. This is teeter-tottering on the edge. And because of it, it has now put pressure on silver and pushed silver below the $23 handle. We are now into the $22 handle. I've been warning you about that in silver too, night after night after night after night. And here you are at the $22 handle. I've been seeing, I notice whenever the gold and silver become bearish, especially when a bearish trend momentum reading kicks in, that's when you get all these videos coming out saying that gold and silver are about to explode. They're going to do this. You better get in there now. You better do this and do that. And I'm like, you guys, actually, no, it's the other way around. It's the other way. It's not that way. It's the other way. Now, should you, if you're a stacker, take advantage of the falling prices? Well, of course. But we're not talking about physicals here. We're talking about the paper markets, the liquid paper markets that you use to take advantage of the prices. You should always be stacking if you're a stacker. It doesn't matter what the price is, right? But when it comes to cash, when you need to liquidate gold and silver for cash, you go into the paper markets to do that. You never, ever surrender your physicals unless you're like in a life and death situation, emergency, and you don't have no other choice. But that's what the paper markets exist for, so that you do have a choice. All right. So you got significant gold and silver holdings, but the price is in a bearish trend momentum reading, as indicated in the end of day reports, those nightly videos that we do. You can go in and short the paper markets. When you liquidate that trade, now you have generated the cash that you needed. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you do. Whenever you need to use the gold and silver that you have accumulated because you need cash, you don't liquidate your physicals. You go into the paper markets. I've talked about this over and over and over and over again. All right, so that's why the euro is down 22 pips this morning at 105.82. That's right. We hit the 105 handle. Been warning about that too in my end of day reports. We got the pound sterling right now down a pip at the 121.60, and we got the Aussie hanging in there at 64 even. We got the Bitcoin futures up $540 at 26,785. It's really been, oscillating between the 26,000, 27,000 handle, just kind of like grabbing it, hanging on for dear life. We got the Ethereum futures up $38.50 at $1,627.50. We got crude oil futures up now over $2 at $92.42 a barrel. As long as crude oil is above $90, that is going to put immense pressure on the U.S. stock market. All right. It's just how it is. And right now, you got a strong dollar and an expensive crude. That is a double whammy. That's a two-piece. That's a two-piece combo to the face. All right. That's a hammer smash face, cannibal corpse financial situation going on right now. All right. You got to deal with that. You got to take all of that into account. Silver down 27 cents at $22.92 an ounce. Ouch. Then you got copper. All right. Now, copper is at $3.64. And it's been in a bear market, so you can expect the price to continue to fall. Dr. Copper, as it's commonly referred to, because it has a doctorate in economics, has been showing you that the housing starts and anything that has to do with physical building development is just not there. It's just not there. Then you got the Dow. Now, the Dow is bouncing right now. It's up 120 points off of the overnight lows of 33,887. I know. S&P 500 futures up 17.5, bouncing off the overnight low of 43.16 and 3/4. And NASDAQ 100 is up 54 points off the overnight low of 14.713. And you got your Russell up at 11.7 points, and it's off the overnight lows of 1781.30. That's right. I warned you about that 17 handle. Soybeans are up 3 right now at $13.05 a bushel. You got corn up almost 2 cents at $4.81 a bushel. And you got wheat right now up about 75 cents. Or should I say 75 of a cent at $5.88 a bushel. All right, so that's how the overnight markets have been shaping up. Give me just a second here. There's one other thing we need to look at. Give me 1 second. We got more. So we had the durable goods that came out this morning, and they kind of glossed over that. I guess they figured there's nothing to see here, so move on. I get it though. Who wants to continue to look at all these depressing numbers? There's only but so many ways you can spin it. It really is. At the end of the day, there's just not too much that you can say about what's going on. I mean, they try. Don't get me wrong. They try to spin things, but it comes to a point where you can't deceive the people anymore. They see what's going on, so good luck with that. So where do we go from here? Well, you have now the battle of the Bulge, in that you got the debt ceiling thing going on here. All right. And well, are they going to pass it in time, or are they not? That's the big question. That's the $1 million question that people want to know. Well, I got to tell you, I got to be honest. Traditionally, they always meet the need. They always come out and they always pass it. Okay. That's what they do. So do we see this being anything different? Not really. But they like to weaponize it. They want to weaponize it for their purposes. What do I mean by that? Well, if they can score political points and use this to cause their adversaries to do what they want them to do, then by all means they will do it. They will, hold the economy hostage, so to speak, by not raising the debt ceiling, or at least not in time, I should say. So just remember, they are not above doing things like that. So you guys ask yourself a question. If this be the case, is America doomed? Are you witnessing the collapse of an empire? Are you witnessing the fall of a great nation? The most powerful nation on earth? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer is yes. Yes, you are. 100%. And yes, Aaron, you are right. Michael Burry is looking like a genius right now, isn't he? Looking like a genius. Time is running out for America, folks. All right. Throughout human history, great civilizations have risen and have fallen. And many people are starting to see the handwriting on the wall that the U.S. will be no exception. At this point, we have already drifted so far from the United States' so-called core values that our founders would not even be able to recognize the republic that they once established if they were alive today. Now, of course, most Americans realize that something has gone horribly wrong, i.e., your voting record. You keep voting the same people back in office, the same bobbleheads. But most of them also are starting to realize that sending the right people to Washington has always been the answer. But is that really the solution to what ails us now? Is that the right prescription for the diagnosis? Well, according to a brand new Rasmussen poll that was released, 40% of likely U.S. voters believe that Joe Biden must win the next presidential election or the United States is doomed. Per the poll, 40% of likely U.S. voters agree with the statement that Joe Biden must be reelected president next year, or the United States is doomed, which includes 25% who strongly agree, 53% are in disagreement, which includes 43% who strongly agree. I know that sounds nuts, doesn't it? Well, nearly half the country literally believes that our nation is doomed if Joe Biden does not win in 2024. The same poll also found that 45% of likely U.S. voters believe that Donald Trump must win the next presidential election or the United States is doomed. 45% agree with the statement Donald Trump must be reelected president next year or the United States is doomed, which includes 26% who strongly agree. 53% disagree, which includes 44% who strongly agree. Assuming that there is no overlap between those two groups, if that's true, that means that 85% of the likely U.S. voters believe that the United States is doomed if the candidate that they are supporting does not win the next presidential election. Have you ever seen numbers like that before? The stakes in 2024 are incredibly high, and the side that loses is going to be absolutely devastated. Over the next year, there will be endless campaigning as the upcoming election approaches. But meanwhile, our society is being ripped to shreds right in front of our eyes. In Chicago, predators literally roam the streets in their vehicles in the middle of the day looking for someone to attack. Yeah. Mayor Brandon Johnson will claim the criminals are just misunderstood youth. They're bored. They're just misunderstood. In the old days, thieves would at least wait until the cover of night to go out and do their thing. But now, there is very little fear of the police. There are more than 1,000 identifiable gangs in the city of Chicago today. The mafia style killings have become quite commonplace. Three suspects shot and killed a man whom they reportedly hit with a car at a gas station in Chicago in a brazen daytime shooting. A small memorial was left by the family members for 31-year-old Anton Bino after he was shot and killed in a gang style shooting at a Shell gas station in Chatham, a neighborhood in Chicago. Chatham is located on the south side and has a population of approximately 32,000 people. Think about that. But that's just one example. We're not picking on Chicago. How about other major cities on the West Coast for a bit? How about the video that was posted by a San Francisco woman named Hannah Alla that went viral because it accurately conveyed emotions that so many other San Francisco residents are feeling right now? She stated that she was just getting groceries. She lives in San Francisco and never really felt fully safe. Remember, the government just wants to keep you safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I got groceries. I'm walking out of the store, and this guy is walking past me and says, "Move, you stupid blank blank." And then he spits in my face, she said. Spits all over my face, she repeats. And I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I will R you." That's also people everywhere, and everyone's just walking by because they're like, "I can't handle something like this in San Francisco. It's always something else." Then she stated, "I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco, do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe. Ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daytime, but nighttime, no, not leaving my house." That's the sentiment of a lot of Americans right now. I don't think that anyone that lives in San Francisco truly feels safe at this point, or anywhere in America for that matter. Crime is completely out of control, but many would argue that conditions in Oakland are even worse. In fact, a 48-year-old woman that has lived there her entire life says that she is being forced to move because she has become too scared to go outside of her home. A lifelong Oakland resident has made the heartbreaking decision to move out of the city after soaring crime rates left her too scared to go outside. Kristen Cook, 48 years old, spoke for many in Oakland as she sobbed, "I can't take it anymore. I got to the point I was too scared to leave my house. The fact that I'm being pushed out because I emotionally can't take it anymore is horrible," she added. Burglary rates in the city are 41% up last year, and robberies have increased more than 20%, according to police data. Our offenses are also up 12%. Our cities have degenerated into crime-ridden hellholes, and our country does not have a future if we stay on this path. But instead of working to fix the cities, Joe Biden continues to send giant mountains of money overseas. For example, it is being reported that Biden has actually given more than $2 billion, that's billion dollars, to the Taliban during the past 2 years. That's right. He gave $2 billion to the Taliban. A report by the Special Inspector General for Afghan Reconstruction, known as SIGAR, notes that the Biden administration has given $2.35 billion to Afghanistan over the past 2 years, despite the fact that it is now ruled by the Taliban again following the disastrous U.S. withdrawal in 2021. The Washington Free Beacon shared details of the findings Tuesday, noting that the funds could be propping up the Taliban's terrorist government. Of course, $2 billion is just a drop in the bucket compared to what Biden has given to Ukraine. Meanwhile, in the United States of America, it's in horrific shape. Not to mention the moral decay in major cities from coast to coast. But it's also propping up in rural areas too. For example, a woman in Texas has been placed under arrest after dozens of dead horses and dogs were discovered at a ranch reportedly under her control. Animal cruelty has been suspected at a ranch in Westminster, Texas, about 50 miles northeast of Dallas, for some time. Dating back to 2019, police have received reports of alleged animal cruelty at the property at least 15 times. Recently, police have received yet another report regarding animal maltreatment. Landscapers who have been doing work at the ranch called authorities to claim that they had seen the decaying remains of several animals. Several animals. Now, I know when you hear that, you're like, what in the world? Well, if the police had taken previous reports of animal cruelty seriously, a lot of those deaths could have been prevented. But it isn't just a few crazed nuts like the woman that we just mentioned here. The truth is that our entire society is deeply sick. It is being reported that Pornhub is visited 115 million times a day. And many of those visitors are young adults and children, minors, children. Pornhub, the YouTube of pornography, gets more global users than Amazon or Netflix. In 2019, the last year Pornhub released this data, the site was visited 42 billion times, or 115 million times each day. Yo, that's staggering. To put those numbers into perspective, there are only 331 million people living in the United States. And please keep in mind that we're just talking about one website. There are thousands of other websites that are also preying on young people. So, yeah, back to the original question: is America doomed? Yeah, I think that's safe to say. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Is there anything you can do about it? No. The time to have done something about all this has long since gone. You missed your opportunity, man. I mean, technically speaking, the alarm bells started ringing a very long time ago. Back with that chick, what's her face, that had that talk show back in the 1950s, doing the whole Red Scare thing. Oh, so and so's a communist, blackball them from society. Yeah, she talked about that, man. Back then, she was warning people, man. I forget her name. You guys know who I'm talking about. I forget her name, but she warned about these things. And I guess the American people didn't pay any attention to it. Not at all. They didn't care. Then you had other people that came along throughout the years warning, saying the same thing. Hey, man, you know, there's a problem. You're probably going to want to address this. You guys need to, when you go to vote, you need to think about what's going on here. We got problems. We got issues. Don't forget that dude, was it president, whoever it was, who gave that that address about the military-industrial complex. Yeah, that was decades ago too. He warned you back then too. So you can at least say since the 1950s, the United States of America, the people have been put on notice about nefarious things going on in the upper echelons of government, whether it be federal government or local government. And for the most part, the people ignored it because they kept voting the same. People have decided that it's too painful to exercise intellectual capacity. So that part of their brain has been slowly dying. They've lacked and forgotten how to think critically. They have lost all will to live, if you want to put it that way. Think about it. Most Americans still believe in the red blue paradigm. They believe that there's only two people to vote for, a Democrat or a Republican. They believe that one of those are good and the other one is bad. And so they're like, nope, I vote Democrat. Nope, I only vote Republican. Or, I vote Democrat and I vote Republican. It just depends on which guy I like. Not understanding that there is no Democrat, there is no Republican. It's just one government with multiple factions that all operate in unison behind closed doors. But in front of the cameras, for your purpose, they appear to be infighting. Oh, we hate Trump. Anyone that talks about Trump, if you are an entertainer, that is career suicide for you to be friends with Trump or like Trump or even publicly say anything nice about him. You better not. They want you to believe that entertainment, Hollywood, the music industry is controlled by Democrats, which is not true. Society is controlled by the shadow government. Doesn't matter if it's blue or red. Oh, I'm a blue state. I'm in a red state. No, you're not. You're in their state. America was taken over a long time ago. And people just sat by and watched. And they still bicker. If you can search the internet, there are forums everywhere. People arguing. Democrats versus Republicans. Red versus blue. Blood versus Crip. Have you noticed that the colors are the same? Red team, blue team. Red pill, blue pill. Red blood, blue Crip. These paradigms exist everywhere. All you have to do is just open your eyes and check it out. And this is not going to stop. The people have been so thoroughly brainwashed that it's too late to even try to deprogram them. It would take decades. If you started right now, it would take decades to deprogram the American people. It's over. America will become a third world country. At this rate, by 2026, America will be like Zimbabwe. America will be like fill in the blank of your third world country, fill in the blank of economic collapses of the past, the Weimar Republic, fill in the blank, Argentina, fill in it, just fill in the blanks. All right? Fill in the blanks. Now, for those of you that don't follow me, you may have stumbled upon this morning's pre-market update. I've been warning about a lot of things. And I don't know if there's going to be a catalyst. They always try to find a catalyst, but you don't always need one. I believe that another flash crash in the style of May the 6th of 2010 is going to occur here any day now, without warning, without notice, because the next leg of the demise, the systematic demise of the American financial system is underway. They have so many different tools they can use. They can use another medical scare. They can use another bank publicly collapsing. There's so many different things they can use. This is going to be, and I've said this since I've been on YouTube, this is the last call. This is your last wake-up call. This is the last warning bell. Your opportunity to make money and to be able to live free and independent of the United States government is upon you right now. You need to get in there right now, because the goal is to have the entire American citizenry on universal basic income. They've already started piloting these programs. That's right. As we speak, there is piloting programs across the country. California is one of them, where they are experimenting with rolling out the universal basic income, because stimulus is not the way. It's not sustainable. So they have to figure out a way to make it sustainable. And to make it sustainable, you use the universal basic income. That way, the entire American citizenry is on welfare. And that's why they're rolling out the digital currency. Therefore, it's something they can control. They can control where you spend it. They can control when you spend it. They can control how you spend it. And they can even put a clock on it that says if you don't spend X amount by this time, it will be taken away from your account. And they can say, we don't like your social media. You have a low social credit score, because don't get it twisted. America will be rolling out the social credit system just like China. All right, and they will use that to decide who gets what. If they don't like your politics this week, well, they're going to penalize you and take X amount of money away from you from your account, or just freeze you out of your money altogether, where you can't buy or sell anything, because everything is going to be put back and associated with the digital wallet that they're going to assign to you. That's right, folks. Social security numbers will be replaced with digital wallets, just like for people who trade crypto. The government is going to assign you a digital wallet at birth, and that digital wallet will have all of your contents of your life in it. Everything will be in there. All right. Everything about you, medical history, credit report, places you work, where you went to school, if you have a criminal record or not, how many times you may have been arrested, how many times you went to court, how many cases you beat in court, how many cases you lost in court, who's suing you, who has ever sued you, if you've been married, if you've been divorced, if you're on some type of do not fly list, or has the FBI flagged you, has Interpol flagged you, all this stuff. And it's going to determine your ability or lack thereof to move into society. It will affect you getting a job. It will affect you renting an apartment. It will affect you being able to buy a house. Yes, it will affect you in every area of your life. People don't think that this is true. They think it's a conspiracy theory, but it's happening right in front of your face. Open your eyes. This is the future that they have for America. America is going to become the new sweatshop. China is moving the sweatshops to America. America is going to be the new cesspool for the world. That's right. And eventually, America will close its borders. That's right. You won't be able to leave the country, and they won't allow anyone to come into the country. And now you may be saying, no, that's not true. They've been talking about border security for a long time. And look at all the people flowing in from Mexico and Central America. People just walking over the border. Oh, I'm sorry. You misunderstood me. Mexico and Central America will be absorbed into the United States as one. Oh, you didn't know that? Why do you think the border is wide open? Why do you think they're bringing them in by the busload? That's right. Because they're going to need that. They're going to need those people to work the sweatshops and work and do the things that they want them to do and need them to do. See, they're trying to get to the place and to the point where they don't even need human beings anymore. They want society to be ran by computer algorithms and AI and robots. They don't want you doing anything. They don't even want you leaving your house. They would prefer you to be on social media all day, or watching movies and TV shows all day, or playing video games all day, doing nothing else but that, and eating and getting fat, of course. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you doing anything else. And for those of you who think, oh, that'll never happen to me, I am a doctor, I am a lawyer, I am some type of engineer. Ha 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 ha. You're replaceable too. They already have robots performing surgeries. Didn't you know that? And yeah, oh, you're a judge, you're a lawyer, you don't think you can be replaced? Yeah, they already have AI. They already have it built. It's already designed. All right. An AI judge, an AI lawyer. AI can do anything that you can do, but it can do it better because it doesn't have to take a lunch break. It doesn't have to call out sick. It doesn't have to go on vacation. It doesn't even have to go to the restroom. It doesn't even have to eat. It just works 24/7. nonstop. So get ready for it. Well, I drive a truck or I drive a taxi, so they're always going to need me. Wrong. They have driverless vehicles. They have driverless tractor trailers. They have driverless trains. They have driverless airplanes. That's right. You can get on a 747 that's 100% remote controlled, just like a drone. Imagine a giant drone. So you think you're a pilot? You think they're always going to need you? Nope. They got AI that can fly that plane. All right. Everybody's job is at risk. Everybody. I don't care what you do. A machine can do it better. That's right. Well, I'm a school teacher. They need me. No, they don't. You never seen the show Max Headroom? All they got to do is put a screen where the teacher's desk goes and put speakers attached to it, and the AI will be your teacher for the day. Oh, you thought I was just talking about grade school? No, that goes for university too, you professors out there. You think I'm not going anywhere. I've been a professor at this school forever. I got tenure. Nope, they're going to give your tenure to the AI. The AI can do it better because the AI doesn't need to take vacations. The AI doesn't need to be paid a pension. The AI doesn't need to receive Social Security benefits. None of that. Oh, and you think, oh, because you write books and you do lectures and stuff. Oh no, they can use the AI to write white papers. The AI can write articles and submit it to the medical journal for peer review, or should I say AI peer review? Yes, AI now can write songs. AI can compose music. AI can write scripts. AI can make its own movies. AI can do your homework. It can write your book report. It can write your doctoral thesis. It can even take the bar for you and pass the bar, pass your CPA exam for you. It can do all these things for you. They don't need you anymore to do anything. The AI can do it all. Now, something you need to ask yourself, though, is this. If the AI can do everything, right, what do they need you for, right? But here's the catch. Yes, AI can do all those things, but no one has asked the question, can AI do it perfectly? The answer is no. The AI, when it's working correctly, can be more efficient than you, but it is not better than you. AIs make a lot of mistakes. See, AIs can't do everything because an AI is not a human being. It was programmed and created by a human being, but the AI is only as good as the human beings that programmed it. The AI cannot operate outside of its programming parameters. Programs have parameters that the AI can only operate in. So unless the physician is a highly skilled physician, the AI will not be a highly skilled physician. It'll just be a physician. Now, for those of you who don't know, there's been a lot of people talking about trading bots and all this other stuff. Again, who made these bots? Programmers, not traders. Not successful, consistent traders. Yes, they have AI that can do that. They got, I know you heard about the high frequency trading. Those things are, it's a misnomer. They're not trading, not in the genetic sense of the word. They're not really investing. They're not really trading. What it is they have been given the green light to manipulate the markets in their favor. So they're allowed to do things that you can't do. But not all of them win either. You don't hear about all the high frequency trading firms that went belly up. You don't get to hear about them. They want you to believe that it's the best thing in the world and this is what you need to do. No. It's another scam. It's another hustle. They're not really trading. They're manipulating. It's a big difference. So AI can do a lot of things. Robots can do a lot of things, but they can't do it better than a human being. Remember that. Better is not the same thing as efficient. Two different things. All right. these AI driven vehicles crash, but they don't let you hear about all the crashes. They don't let you hear about all the drones that have fallen out the sky and crashed. You don't get to hear about that. They just want you to believe that the AI is flawless. The AI is God. The AI is not God. The AI is not immutable. The AI is not omniscient. The AI is not omnipresent. All right. And the AI is not omnipotent. AI is just an extension of the human beings that programmed it. You need to understand that. I love computers. Computers are wonderful things. But what is a computer really? It's really a glorified calculator. It can run processes more more efficient and quicker than the human brain can do. That's what it's good for. But you still need the human input. The computer didn't build itself. The AI didn't build itself. A human being had to do it. And anything that is man-made can and will fail and corrupt over time. Remember that. All right. So now that you've had the full spectrum of what's going on, the question is, what you going to do about it? Well, like I said, at 11 o'clock today, we got a webinar going on. You can go to postwaytrading.com and you can sign up for that webinar. And we got a whole host of other things coming your way. And you can get the full content of it at postwaytrading.com. I hope you guys got something out of the pre-market post-wave report, because we're looking to do these daily again. And we got some other things coming up your way as well. So with that being said, remember, smash that like button. And the rest of you, I'll see you guys back here at 11. Peace out.